I would like to start with showing you a video, indeed, about Opella. And before I start showing you more about the Opella journey, I also would like to share my personal journey with you. I actually recently spent this weekend in Austria in our amazing mountains. And after 3.5 hours, we climbed the peak. And I was super exhausted, but so happy and relieved. And you stay on the top of the mountains and you just enjoy the silence. But out of a sudden, we heard Capricorns. Capricorns with their noises talk to each other. And these noises become echoes, and it was repeated and repeated again. And this echo really resonates with me because it's amplifying and it's repeating and repeating. And actually, this also symbolizes what culture is about. Culture thrives on repetition, and it's amplifying. It's everywhere. You can see culture in every action we do, in every decision we make. And I think you said it, Mark, before, it's not something we put on the walls. It should be something when I enter a room. I would love to hear conversations where I really feel that this culture is everywhere. And then it's really actionable. And this is what I would like to share with you today, how we in Opella use culture as this strategic asset to drive our business transformation. As you saw in the video in the very beginning, we recently went through a major transformation, a spin-off from Sanofi, a big worldwide pharmaceutical company, to Opella, from pharma to fast-moving consumer healthcare, from a well-established global business unit to really a standalone company. And we are doing this with a diverse global workforce that is powering our success. We are navigating in a fast-moving environment. And when we started our journey, we immediately knew that the best strategy will not help us win without the right people, our talents, and culture. And actually, this was also the foundation of our people strategy. We call it our promise. And let me start with the left on the top. And this is not a coincidence that we start explaining our people journey. We care for our people's health by design. Our mission is to make self-care as simple as it should be, and we want to make it accessible for everyone. Also, all our employees are our consumers, so this is why we are building mental, physical, and also financial well-being programs for our people. We enhance employee experience from the start. This is all what you in the room know. We start with onboarding. We build our own listening strategy for Opella, but also our inclusion and belonging strategy. A major part of our work is, of course, to empower our leaders of today and tomorrow, where we are really focusing on career and development. And last but not least, and this is put here as one of the 4 pillars of our strategy, is we bring to life our challenger mindset. And this is really our 4 behaviors, our culture, and this is the foundation of everything what we do. And you see that we defined already in 21, so 4 years before we were announced as a standalone company, culture as the game changer in our people strategy. This transformation really gave us the great opportunity to work on our culture. Of course, we had some challenges. You can imagine moving from pharmaceutical background to this fast-moving environment, consumer products. On the other hand, it also gives us the opportunity to work for a unique culture in all our 46 countries. How we did this actually was also a quite unique approach. We worked only in 10 weeks to define our new culture, and we had from the ExCo empowered a group of 5 senior leaders, including myself, so we were 5 people, where we engaged roughly 500 people of the organization in a sprint within 10 weeks, where we then finally, after 10 weeks, together with our identity, where you see again here our mission and vision for Opella, came up with 4 behaviors who define on what we are doing. We always start this culture journey describing we are all in together. We have each other's back, but we keep each other honest. So collaboration and feedback is really one of the main components we have in our culture. We are courageous, especially taking thoughtful risks. Coming from this pharmaceutical background, we need to move faster. So this is where we empower our people to take risks and to take faster decisions. We need to be outcome obsessed. One of our pain points when we assessed our culture moving from Sanofi was that we were recognizing the effort, but we were never looking at the outcome people achieved. So this is really here the 3rd behavior we are focusing on. And last but not least, so a bit echoing what you just said, Jochen, before, we need to be radically simple. So this is still one of the behaviors where we are still on a big journey and where we really need to crack the ice. How do we bring this challenger mindset now to life? When we started our standalone journey, you can imagine, of course, we lost the one or the other people. On the other hand, it gave us the great opportunity to really hire the capabilities and the talents we need. When I look today on our leadership team, I have more than 80% with a background of FMCG, which really drives this change and this different mindset. And these people actually bring this mindset for us to life. And we embed these not only in the employee value proposition, we put our listening strategy, we really embed all these 4 behaviors in all the different instruments we do. And in the next video you will see, I would like to show you even more when we started with the challenger mindset as a foundation, what we did recently as a next step to bring more clarity into the culture on daily life, and this is seen in the Challenger Charter.
You don't know me yet, but I'm the next consumer who will reach for one of your products. Who am I? I'm a busy parent in the pharmacy aisle looking for help for my son's stomach cramps. Or I'm a student searching online at 2 a.m. for ways to get rid of my pounding headache. Or maybe I'm a healthcare professional helping someone find fast allergy relief. I could be anyone. I could be anywhere. In fact, I'm in more than 100 countries. and there are 500 million of me. Wherever I am, here is my reality. There are too many choices. Confusing instructions when I'm already feeling sick and stressed. Products that overpromise, but then underdeliver. This is when I need a partner like you, someone I can trust to help me take charge of my health.
And at Opella, that's why each of us is here. We are all challengers working to revolutionize self-care for consumers. That means making self-care as simple as it should be. And to point us all in the right direction, we've created the Challenger Charter. This charter is about us, who we are and how we act every day. It's about the kind of company we are and the impact we deliver for people and the planet. It introduces our Challenger mindset and our 4 behaviors that guide how we work, and it shows the leadership competencies that help each of us practice those behaviors every day. Being all in together, courageous, outcome obsessed, and radically simple. The Challenger Charter also makes it easy to get started with questions and prompts that we can apply to our work right now. And commit to making self-care as simple as it should be, today and every day. Now, it's up to all of us to continue working toward our mission and to always remember how that work impacts the world.
And people like me. You put health in our hands, and that changes everything.
This Challenger Charter, actually, we launched some weeks ago together with our leadership frame, our leadership competencies. As I said before, the Challenger mindset is our foundation. The leadership frame, in a nutshell, is really now giving our people the clarity, the transparency on how do we want to behave and how do we act every day. What we did is we started with our 4 behaviors. We developed, comparable to what Solveig did together with Mark, 12 competencies. And these competencies will be really used in future for everything we are doing. It will be used for recruitment. It will be used for any feedback conversations. We have it now implemented also in Workday as our basis for our individual development conversations, and is also really needed day-by-day conversations. You might hear now leadership competencies, but we took also the very conscious and clear decision leadership is in Opella for everyone. So leadership is really for all our 11,000 employees. And what is always very important for us, we always start here with the business lens. How can we boost the execution and the performance? And when we implemented this leadership frame and also our culture, we embedded these in the business priorities for everyone. And on top, we took the conscious decision on really less is more. So every one of us in Opella has 1 priority linked to business execution in his or her own priorities. Regardless if I'm working in HR, if I'm working in finance, in supply chain, in whatever function we are working, we all have embedded these with really 1 key priority. What you see on this slide is, this is a very busy slide, and I will not go through all these details, but what we also did is we translated these competencies into I messages. So we really wanted to make it concrete for everyone so that everyone is owning these competencies and can also adapt it in the day-to-day business. It's a bit different what you most probably know from some different competency models on the market, but we really wanted to make these concrete with these I statements for our people. What we do now actually with this currently, and we do train the trainer sessions with all the HR teams trained on that, and we give also this for the rollout again to the business. So the business leaders are owning this. We took the very clear decision here. Of course, HR is facilitating it, but it's not owned by HR. It needs to be owned by every leader and by the business. And I want to close where I started in the very beginning. Culture is really, really everywhere. And you see here the things I've just mentioned. I also have one concept here which was mentioned this morning by Phil in his keynote on main stage, who is the D. So really we also work with this concept, who is the decision maker. So with every meeting we start, we need to have clarity who is the decision maker. And actually usually it's not the leader or the ExCo member or whoever, is usually the person who brings the expertise and is owning the topic. And this mindset shift really accelerated to transform our business here. And I would like to close with perhaps 2 or 3 messages for you here. And you started with this head in the very beginning. So for us, it's very clear. We started with culture. Culture was the booster for our performance. So business performance does for us not work without culture. So this is really the prerequisite for us and the starting point. And it really comes to life on everyday business when you see that decisions are shaped with our behaviors. You see it in the feedback people give to each other and in the ways of working. And my personal takeaway in the very end is, don't underestimate when you go such a big spin-off as we did of the emotional side of this transformation. Of course you need a strategy, of course you need a structure, but listen to your people and bring your people along with you. Thank you.